Hey, what up, everybody? We are back with another modern video, and this time we're playing Mono Red Burn. Now, bear with me. Burn normally Boros, but what if we played a really weird card? What if we played Chandra's Incinerator, just as basically a burn doubler? Turn all of our bolt waves, our lava spikes, our lightning bolts into 6 damage spells instead of just 3. That's a pretty huge upgrade for this deck. Now, is it an upgrade when it's been around for the better part of like 5, 6 years? Maybe it hasn't caught on for a reason. But this deck did get a lot of people's attention not that long ago online, so maybe we need to try it out, see if it's actually good for ourselves. The core of the deck is about what you would expect: Monastery Swiftspear, Goblin Guide, bunch of like 1 mana or almost 1 mana burn spells, a couple things to stop your opponents from gaining life. Basically, everything deals 3, except for Seal of Fire, which deals 2, and Vexing Devil, a very unique inclusion that basically says, well, opponent, do you want a 4/3 on the battlefield, or do you just want to take 4 one time? Most of the time, they're just going to take the 4. Unless we got this Incinerator out, in which case it's 8 damage straight to the face. And with something like Arena of Glory, that's going to make it a hasty beater for 4. And that's nothing to shake a stick at. Sideboard, about what you would expect for a mono red deck in Modern. It's got a couple copies of Surgical Extraction dealing with Flage, dealing with problematic combo pieces that might be in the graveyard. Smash to Smithereens to deal with Affinity. Searing Blaze to deal with basically all the problematic little dudes. It's basically coming in against Boros and almost nothing else. Blood Moon to shut down everything that is a land out of Primeval Titan, maybe against Eldrazi. I mean, there's a lot of spots where this card can come in. And then we've got 2 copies of Disruptor Flute, basically to shut down all the big problematic cards in the format, either making things cost more or just stopping them from activating as a whole. Really good against a number of decks. And Damping Sphere to help shut down Tron, to potentially shut down some stuff in Titan if they're playing the Karoo lands. Or we could just throw this down against Eldrazi, against Storm, and just give them a big old middle finger. But don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. Incinerate that subscribe button. Alright? Vex the absolute devil out of that subscribe button. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of this deck. Maybe I should just abandon all hope with it, but who knows. But I'll see you guys in match number 1. Alright, match number 1. We get to be on the play. And this hand's not the worst. It's got 9, 10, 11 points of burn in it. I think we can do just a little bit better, though. So I think we're going to mull this. And this is a good bit better. I think we're going to go ahead and just put back this. Let's put back the lava spike here. And same to you, opponent. And yeah, I think we're going to run it just like this. Alright, so we're going to start by playing this Raucous Theater and Surveil. What are we going to surveil, though? Ooh, surveil a land. Perfect. Alright, and then we will pass. Next turn, we can suspend this Rift Bolt and Seal of Fire, which will be just about everything that we need. Alright, there's a Bobble. Opponent's playing something. I would almost assume that this is just, is it Murktide? But that deck hasn't been a modern deck in a long, long time. Alright, well, let's go ahead, throw both of those down, and say go. Alright, they're about to get a lot of triggers here. That's scary. Okay. Ooh, expressive iteration and okay. Okay, opponent. You're doing your thing. You're going off. Pop off, king. Alright, so well, the good news is our opponent can't counter this Chandra's Incinerator more than likely, which is nice. Alright, so they draw the card there. I suppose they can technically counter it. They could go and do the suspend or evoke subtlety thing. And if they do that, then well, well. Let's go ahead and shoot our opponent in the face. Alright, 1 mana for this Incinerator. And 1 mana for the Seal of Fire. And deal 4 to you. Alright. I mean, we can just start taking out your stuff. But I definitely feel like... yeah, we gotta take out your stuff. Okay. 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 That's pretty big. So our opponent goes and lava darts us, which is just such a beating. Alright. And academic dispute. Okay. Are we playing against Is It Lessons but in modern? No shot. Are we gonna get Grandcestral recalled in modern? I mean, these Strixhaven folk. Oh my god, you're gonna boomerang basics back art. Okay. That was just a huge investment on our stuff. And truth be told, alright. We're gonna suspend that. Maybe we can get there. Alright, opponent's doming us for 3 again. Can we race? I mean, 3 more at your face. No land. Okay. Okay. So, good news. We can play this. Hope it doesn't get countered. I hope it doesn't get countered. I mean, this puts an extra card in the graveyard if it gets countered. Academic dispute again. You're going to learn. Are you going to put another one? Okay, they put Thundering Falls into their graveyard with the Surveil, and it'll quench you. Oh my god. We are getting Is It Lessons out here. That is insane. I mean, yeah, we can't prevent that. So, good news is if we hit a 1 mana burn spell, we can just win as long as they don't have another counter. Yikes. That is a really good combination of cards. Okay. Is it Lessons in modern? Well, I mean, 3 mana burn or 1 mana burn spell basically just wins this game. All right, there's a Slicky. There's an Expressive. If you hit another Mishra's Bauble, we die. Alright, Arid Mesa into the yard. There's a DRC. I mean, that does exactly what we want it to do. All right, we have threshold now, and we get there. Hot diggity dog. There is no shot we should have done what we did there. Okay. Well, against this opponent, Searing Blaze definitely coming in. This is not necessarily a matchup where we want Damping Sphere in any capacity. Uh, do we want the Chandra's Incinerator? Maybe not. I can honestly see cutting these Skull Cracks and a Incinerator and then just running it like this. Like we are just, boom, right at the ground. We are burning, and that's it. Okay, so we gotta mull this hand. 5 lands, not worth it. This hand, however, is a lot better. Let's go ahead and put back a... it's crazy, but I think we actually put back this Arena of Glory. I think it's Arena of Glory that gets put back there. And then we start by doing the big thing, which is suspending Rift Bolt. And then we can just pass to our opponent. Alright, this is 12, 14, 15, 16 points of burn. 16 points of burn is nothing to shake a stick out. Alright. So our opponent goes and just plots Slicky. Alright. Well, we are going to Rift Bolt our opponent in the face. And then we're going to play, and yeah. We are going to hope that this Seal of Fire resolves. It does. Swing in for 2. Now, we did definitely slow ourselves down. Just a wee bit. Okay. Extra land. DRC. Alright, opponent is just attacking in. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, that's huge. Love that for us. Alright, we will start by doing that, and then we will go up top. And then we're going to swing at this opponent. I mean, personally, I'm going to just go for it here. Okay, so we have lethal right now. We have lethal as long as we don't die this turn. We have lethal. You may have it gain reach until the end of the turn. Well, Slicky's dead. Just guaranteed, Slicky's dead here. No shot, Slicky's not going to live. Alright, so that's 5, 6. We can maybe get there. Octopus form is exactly what we expected from this opponent. Alright, so they've got octopus form and 2 unknowns. They've got octopus form and 1 unknown. They play land for turn. Are they going to give it haste? Is there a lesson that gives something haste? Okay, firebending lesson. Opponent, don't do it. It's not going to do what you want it to do. That's such a bad idea. Okay, they need to have exactly counterspell. They need to have a singular piece of interaction. Spell Pierce here does work. But we get there. Sick. Love that for us. Is it lessons? Did not expect to see that. But I'll see you guys in match number 2. All right, match number 2. We get to be on the play, which is sweet. And we need to mulligan that hand. Didn't have a good turn 1. This one, however, does. And this is 12, 16, 17, 18? Yeah, we can keep this. We can absolutely keep this. It's so risky, but I think we're gonna get rid of this. Arid Mesa. Oh, this is so dumb. This is extremely stupid. But we're going to suspend this and hope for the best. No prowess? No prowess, no life gain? Oh, we're playing against Weird Burn. We're playing against Weird Burn. I don't know if we've got enough turns to potentially pull this off. Alright. Well, we might die before we can ever do what we want to do here. There's a chance we die this turn. Okay. We might not be dying this turn, but we could be dying next turn. Alright, Vexing Devil. Okay. Good news is if we don't die this turn, we win. If we hit a land, nope, we're dead. We're super dead. Cool, 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 cool. Concede. Yep. Knew what that was right before it even happened. Neat. Okay, so we died to Storm. What do we want against Storm? And it's not even like the normal Storm either. It is that version. Damping Sphere, Disruptor Flute seems okay. Admittedly, I think we just want to cut the curve down as much as we can. These Incinerators kind of clog up our hand, and we can drop a Skullcrack and just run it like that. Like, if we're going to slow our deck down any, it needs to be a meaningful way to slow stuff down. So, yeah. Run it and say go. Alright, let's go. Game number 2. This hand is better but slow. Alright, I think we need to do this and just go for the Swifty and swing in for 1. I mean, we're hurting ourselves in a lot of ways here by just not having a viable, like, turn 2 land. Okay. Start with that. That's fine. That land's tapped. We will suspend Rift Bolt, swing in for another 1. Opponent's going to be at 18. Can we get through for a lot next turn? The answer is no. And they can very easily turn 3 us if their hand looks the right way, which they kept 7, so kind of have to imagine that this is a good hand for them. Alright. So, what are they going to do? They play a Shatter Skull. Okay. There's a Strike It Rich. There's a Strike It Rich. I mean, next turn they can do everything. Next turn is a huge turn for them. Alright, so we trigger our Swifty. And Raucous Theater. That is the absolute worst card for us to see right now. Is this Arid Mesa even worth it? No. Alright, we are going to cast this with Spectacle. Yeah. And then we will cast this. Alright, opponent goes down to 2. And there is such a very real chance that we just die here with our opponent at 2. Okay, they Manamorphose. Less chance that we're dead? Nope. The exact thing that they need. Okay. Yeah. 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 That was a game. I will see you guys in match number 3. Alright. Match number 3, we get to be on the play, which is rad. This is a keepable hand, believe it or not. So the thing that we want to do here is definitely just go Goblin Guide on 1, as much as we want to go Arid Mesa and fetch for Raucous Theater. I think we just need to push as much damage as possible. So let's see what our opponent's got. They reveal a Flage. That's not what we want to see at all. Alright. So Flage is a card. Wooded Foothills and pass from our opponent. Let's go ahead and fetch, get a mountain, and then we will tailor, seal, and swing at our opponent. They have another Wooded Foothills, so we know 2 of the cards in their hand. They're going to fetch, surveil something. I have to imagine they're going to go for the surveil land here. Oh, they get a Triome? Their Zoo? Okay. Go off, opponent, I guess. I don't know why you would keep this start with Zoo, but I mean, hey, more power to you. Alright, Scion of Draco. Alright, we would like a land. Okay. So this is 6, 8, 10. Sure. I fear nothing. I fear nothing. You don't have a scary burn spell. And opponent scooped it up. Sick. We got there! Yay! Alright, so we're playing against Zoo. I mean, this definitely just seems like a Blood Moon and maybe just Smash to Smithereens. I mean, this isn't Affinity, and they only play the one problematic artifact. There's maybe some logic to Surgicals here. Like, we want to keep the Skull Cracks. Maybe it is just getting rid of these Chandra's Incinerators and running it like this. And hoping for the best. Alrighty. So, game number 2, we're going to be on the draw. We can keep this And as long as our opponent doesn't have the turn 0, no, they don't have the turn 0 play. Okay, okay. That actually bodes really well for us. I mean, they can still go like turn 2, just play Scion and absolutely cook us. Like, that is a very legitimate fear that we need to have. Alright. Opponent reveals Ragavan. So we know one card in their hand. It's the monkey. No shot they're just going to go for Scion, though. Okay, they go for Territorial Kavu. I mean, I don't hate that this is the choice that they make. I do, however, hate that we get priced into this situation. Alright, opponent, what are you going to do? Alright, we know 2 of the cards in your hand. Cool. You just saved yourself 3 life. If you play Flage here, though, there is a very real chance I could just scoop. Any amount of life gain hurts this deck in such a real way. Ooh, okay, wait, they go for Godless Shrine Shocked? Oh, they're just gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna be real, I think we just take this. I think we just take this. Okay, they took a Rift Bolt off of our deck. They can't cast it. That's fine. Okay, just a Territorial Kavu. I mean... I mean... Go for it, opponent? Like, if they don't have Flage, we might be okay. Okay. Territorial Kavu, discard draw. Discarding Raggy. Okay. So now we don't know about this Ragavan. Because you may have just gotten rid of your only one to maybe hit a Flage. You play Arid Mesa, so that's extra information. There's another Ragavan. There's a Scion. Oh my god. Absolutely keep that on top. Alright. Shoot you. And Bolt Wave. And Skewer. And we get there. Sick. Alright. See you guys in match number 3. Or I guess match number 4. Alright, match number 4, and we got a mull. Unfortunately, one land like that, not the greatest. This, however, we can keep I think we're actually going to put back the Seal of Fire. I want to see what our hand looks like when we can. And there's the Eldrazi. Okay, so our opponent's definitely not dealing themselves a lot of damage in this game. And whatever they decide to exile, they're not getting it until next turn. Alright, there's your Devourer. It's going to go... Oh. You threw Kozilek under there. Mind Stone. Whack. Alright, well... I guess we're going to go ahead and just pass here, end step, bolt them, and then... that's 5 mana. That's a Mind Stone. Alright, yield until next end step. As much as I would like to... Well, now it almost feels like we kind of have to. I mean, now we absolutely need to. Alright, so we're going to Rift Bolt, suspend, and then we're just going to... Let's go ahead and Lava Spike this opponent. Thankfully, Kozilek doesn't have lifelink, but Kozilek and Devourer represent a really, really good turn. That's 2, 4, 5, 6. Why are you Kozilek's commanding? It would be so nice if you just didn't, opponent. Okay, there's an Urza's Mine. There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. Sure. And you went top, draw a card, which is also bad. So... Now it's just you can beat... Oh my god. Why? Alright. Show me what you got off of Karn. Probably gonna be something gross. 2 Ugins and a... Well. Okay. And nope. Cool beans. We die. Yikes. Okay, so this is historically an okay matchup for Burn. The Trinispheres, however, do not make it feel that way. We're going to go ahead and do this, and we're just going to absolutely take out these Incinerators. The Seal of Fires are pretty bad too. Is it worth it for us to bring in a Blood Moon? Like, it is the slowest card, but it's almost kind of worth it. Yeah. Seal of Fire, probably gonna come out, bring in a couple of these Disruptor Flutes, and say go. Yeah, Smash to Smithereens. The Vexing Devil's probably the weirdest thing that we're still leaving in. But I think if we're taking out Incinerator, it almost makes sense to just take out the Seal of Fires immediately as well. 1 land. 1 land and a prayer is basically the name of the game right now. Okay. Taylor. Taylor hits the battlefield. She's in her era, and we swing. Alright, opponent is going to exile a bunch of things. They exile 2 Mind Stones and a Kozilek's Command. Watch them have turn 1 Chalice of the Void on 1. Turn 1 Chalice of the Void on 1 just makes my soul hurt. No shot. Okay. Cool. Anyway, comma. Vexing Devil? I mean, it doesn't make sense for you to do anything but that at this point. Let's go ahead and lava spike you and swing in. All right, opponent's at 10. I mean, absolutely doing this. Sure. All right. Can you cast a Trinisphere and make my body hurt? The answer is no. No fear. No fear. No Trinisphere. Let's go. All right, opponent. Tell me, how do you like these apples? Okay, you're not. Okay. I'm like, are you just conceding? No? Okay. Sweet. So, let's run it back. There is no reason for us to not just run it back here. And maybe we can cut these disruptor flutes and bring in the seal of fires, and then now we'll run it back. Disruptor flute is definitely a card on the draw, maybe not on the play. All right, I think we got this though. I think we can do this. We can make it. But who knows? Who knows? Okay, so we got a mulligan this hand. And this one has to be a keep. We're going to put back the Barbarian Ring? No, we're going to put back a mountain. I am not super worried. Okay. Double smash to smithereens feels a little iffy. And maybe we shouldn't have gotten rid of the third land when we know that they've got Trinisphere that they can play. Okay. Oh, buddy. Oh, opponent. You don't even know how badly you messed up. All right, let's yield until the end step. Nope. They're doing things with all of their mana. They cast a spell into their own chalice. That is beautiful. Oh, that was peak. Oh, that was so good. That was fantastic. All right, love that for us. Pass. All right. All right. We're slowly doing it. Slowly doing the thing. It's not quick by any means. All right. Hit our opponent in the face for 3. And then watch our Taylor just blow up. Yep. There we go. Alright, there's an Eldrazi temple. I mean, we're just going to keep passing. Hopefully there comes a time where our opponent just can't really do a whole lot of anything. Okay. And they drew a card. Play to land. Kozilek's command for 8. That is a wild one. Alright, top 8. You get to sculpt your hand a little bit. I mean, sculpt your hand and do what? Play an artifact? Play an Ugin? There are some options, I suppose. Okay, so opponent does in fact play Ugin. Now, the problem is Ugin basically kills us here. Because there's no shot that we can actually win through this. Alright. Unless we hit Skewer right here. Skewer Lightning Bolt. I have unlimited power. There is not a thing that can stop me. I feel like a god. This is perfect. See you guys in match number 4. Alright, match number 5. We're going to be on the play. And this is by far a dog water hand. But we're going to try it. I think just starting off Mountain Goblin Guide Go is a really good start. The problem is, while it does give us some information about our opponent's hand, it also just fully telegraphs what we're doing. And I don't know how much we really want to do that. Okay, they mold 6. That's better. They mold a 5. They're either Tron or Titan. Because Titan can, like, mold a 2 and still get there. Mold a 3 and still regularly do the thing. Alright. Here we go. Meticulous Archive. You got a card. Wow, despite mulling so hard, you got exactly what you wanted, opponent. Okay, how do we get punished by this here? If we go and just run everything out and our opponent goes end step, fetch, shot, get the land that, or cast a spell that lets you get an energy. Okay. Double reveal consult. So they just F6 there instead of trying to fetch and sculpt their hand a little bit more. Alright, so consult is no longer a relevant card. And galvanic that, yep, okay, this is just energy. It's energy control. How do I feel about that? How do I feel about energy control versus this? I mean, they are 3 colors, which definitely hurts them a little bit. Okay, it looks like they are keeping whatever that is on top. Totally not worrisome in any capacity. I mean, it just means that they got to scry and look at a card on top of their deck. Orum's Chant. Please, opponent, don't chant and do the Isocron thing. That would just be rude. Okay. Double white. probably means that you're going to attempt to do the thing. Alright. Upkeep, Orums, kicked. Yeah. I mean, yeah, do your thing, opponent. Thankfully, we can Seal of Fire one of our own creatures if they decided to flage us here. But I don't think they're going to. Alright, 4 cards in hand. End step. Alright, there's that. Do you have another one? Dog. How do you have another? That's what's killing me right now. Okay. Sure. You got this. What can you do? Alright, you kept a card on top, which is pretty scary. Though I suppose if it was Flage, they would have just thrown it into the yard. Alright, Flooded Strand. Supreme Verdict? No! Okay. Anyway, comma. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then I can still do the thing. Vexing Devil? I mean, obviously, you just let me have it. Obviously, you just let me have it, opponent. And scoop. You can concede at instant speed, except for in CDH, apparently. You can't concede in CDH in paper, which is ridiculous. Alright, we got there, though. So, Blood Moon, and let's do the surgicals. Hit flages and things like that. We'll take out the incinerators and just run it like that. Alright, game number 2. We're going to be on the draw, and I think we can keep this. It's a little slow of a hand, but I think we can keep it. We'll start with like a Vexing Devil on 1, Goblin Guide on 2 with a Rift Bolt, and then we can just start holding everything up from there. And that's if we don't want to go for this like Arid Mesa Fetch a Surveil line, but we'll see. Alright, so opponent mulled to 6, just did that and passed. Let's start with a Vexing Devil. They're probably going to take the 4 here. If they take the 4, they might have their homie in hand. Or they could just have a Galvanic and just like save it. Want to pop it on this thing. Alright, so opponent's down to 15. We've got 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we got 13. 13 points of burn. That's actually pretty decent. Alright, Flooded Strand. And, well, suspend, and hope for the best. I mean, if we hit a 3 damage burn spell and they don't have Flage and they don't have counters, we win. Now, the problem is if they slam Teferi here, we just lost 6 damage worth of burn spells. But We're not going to think about that reality. We are absolutely not going to think about that reality. We're not going to think about the fact that they can go Orum's Chant in our upkeep and stop us from doing all the fun things that we want to do. Ew, they're fetching. They're shocking. They're casting something for 3 mana. Okay, it's Flage. So, I mean, how do I feel about that? I don't hate it. Not necessarily the most thrilled with it, but like, you know what? We're just gonna attack with this. Orum's Chant. I mean, we kind of have to do this now, because if we don't, we just die. If we don't, we just die. No counter? No counter? All right, yeah, we got there. Let's go. All right, see you guys in the wrap up. All right, so what do we think of this deck? You know what? I was kind of smack talking it earlier, but Chandra's Incinerator was decent in the one game where we kept it and played it. And honestly, this deck is really good. It's a solid budget option. I think if you're going to be running in some RCQs and maybe you're just getting started, this deck isn't necessarily the worst place to begin. Obviously, getting all of these fetch lands is going to be expensive, but you can just run things like any of the basic ones, especially if it's just going to come in tapped anyway. Like, who says that Evo Wilds is that bad? Or even, like, Fateful Passage or Fated Passage. Like, these are really good cards on their own, and Burn gets the job done. You just got to know how to pilot it, or just get really lucky like I did. But don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.